Violation of Probation, NJ, Part 3. In this video, I wanted to give one more example of a situation in which I was able to help somebody who had been charged with violation of probation in Ocean County, New Jersey. This young man was in his mid-30s, had just divorced his wife, had sole custody of his 3 children who were under the age of 10, and had his own one-man construction business. Long story short, he had, before he knew me, been convicted of burglary. The situation involved, taking of some copper piping that he thought was abandoned and scrapping it for money. Turned out somebody owned it and somebody cared about it and prosecuted him for it. He was on probation, which means, obviously, if you looked at my first video, you've got to apply to certain conditions of probation, which is conduct that you may not enter into or you violated your probation, and then the court has to decide whether you're going to jail or not for that, or continued probation is an appropriate remedy. Okay, so he got a new construction job. It was a homeowner who had their house damaged in Sandy. But what he didn't do was get his current construction business re-licensed by the state of New Jersey to do construction work. He had a prior business prior to his divorce. After the divorce, he changed the business's name, and he didn't get it re-registered. He had a dispute with the homeowner. He took money from the homeowner by way of a deposit to start working. The homeowner wouldn't let him back on the property, and when he found out that he wasn't licensed, and long story short, he was hit with a theft charge, theft by deception, because they were alleging that he took money but had no intention of completing the work, which is a little unfair, but that's how it goes. Okay, so during all that time, there's also a violation of probation because it's a new charge, and that's a violation of the terms and conditions of probation. Now, the next part, you just can't make this stuff up. He's depressed, he's upset. So what does he do? He goes home and he goes on this website, I think it's either Craigslist or Backpage, and he hires what he thinks is a prostitute. So he goes to this motel room to meet her. He has some crack cocaine and a pipe in his pocket, and it turns out to be a police sting. You can't make this stuff up. So, long story short, he's now in violation of probation charges, and there's a new charge on top of the other new charge. It didn't look very good for him. Okay, it looked pretty grim, actually. I was able to go into the municipal court where the prostitution event occurred, and I was able to get that downgraded to a municipal ordinance violation, which is not a criminal violation. The crack cocaine in the pipe went to the county, but came back after review, downgraded to failure to make disposition to law enforcement, meaning it's a much lesser offense than a third-degree possession of CDS. So that was relatively neutralized. The other charge with regard to the new event, I was able to convince the court that there was no intent to steal anything there, that he had a legitimate misunderstanding. He was erstwhile. He was doing a workmanlike job when he was, surprise to him, fired and not allowed or prevented from completing his job. Long story short, no jail. No additional conviction for the new theft charge. But he had to pay restitution of a goodly portion of the money he received to do the job from the homeowner back to the homeowner. But that is wildly preferable to spending 3 to 5 years in the state prison. My name is Stephen A. Gravatt. My telephone number is 732-337-7922. My website is www.njdwicriminaldefenseattorney.com. Won't you please give me a look? I'll be happy to help you if you need me. Thank you. Bye-bye.